Section 2.2, exploring the properties of parabolas. And so the properties involve the vertex, which would be either a minimum or maximum point, x-intercepts and y-intercepts, and increasing and decreasing. For example, there's a lot of information on this slide, but if the equation f of x is in standard form, as written as such, then the way that you're going to find the vertex is to remember that x is equal to a negative b over 2a. Negative b over 2a creates either the minimum or the maximum x coordinate of the vertex. So, and again, if a is positive, it's going to go up. If it's negative, it's going to go down. Also, you have something called an axis of symmetry, and the axis of symmetry is an equation. Just make sure you remember it's an equation. It's not just negative b over 2a, but it's the equation of the line that goes through the vertex. And you can also find the y-intercept by just plugging 0 in for x and getting your c. So let's do an example. It is in standard form. The question is, what's the vertex? So you're going to say that your x is equal to a negative b over 2a. By plugging in numbers, you're going to copy down the negative sign. Your b is negative 6. Be real careful with those negatives. Over 2 times 3. So that means that your x is equal to, two negatives become positive, 6 divided by 6 is 1. Now, when you plug in 1 to your function, you are going to end up with your y-coordinate. So 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 1, that's going to equal 3 minus 6 plus 1, and negative 2. Negative 3 plus 1, negative 2. Therefore, the vertex is equal to 1, negative 2, and the axis of symmetry is x is equal to 1. If you wanted to draw a quick graph of this, it would just be 1, negative 2 would be down here. And it would be going up. And the axis of symmetry would be going right through that vertex. But this are answering those two questions. Now, there's also something called increasing and decreasing. You may remember in slopes, this would be a positive slope, this would be a negative slope. So as you're going up from left to right, it's increasing. As you're going down from left to right, it's decreasing. And that's all you need to know about this particular slide, is the increasing or decreasing part. Taking a look at this one, finding the minimum or maximum value, and then getting back to the domain and the range. So first of all, always starting with your x equals negative b over 2a to find out the x coordinate of the vertex. B is negative 2, so it's negative 2 over 2 times 1/2. And x is equal to, let's see, positive 2 divided by 2 is, divided by 1 is equal to 2. And when you plug that in, f of 2, it's equal to 1/2 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 1. 4, following the order of operations, times 1/2 is 2, minus 4 minus 1. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. So your vertex is going to be 2, negative 3, and I'm going to go ahead and plot that again. 2, negative 3, and I know that it's going to be going up because this is positive, 1/2 is. If I were to put a 0 in for x, in other words, f of 0 gives me my y-intercept. So I see this would be 0, 0, negative 1, which means that I know that this is one of the points that is drawn on the graph. And so that really helps you draw this graph in by knowing that you're looking at that particular point. If you have this y-intercept and you have this vertex and you know which way it's going, I'm good with that graph. Now, the question is, describe the domain and the range, and where is it increasing and decreasing? Let's start with the domain. Domain, all possible x's, that's going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity. The range is going to be the y's that are covered. That's going to include -3 to positive infinity. As you go up, all those points are included. And then let's see, increasing and decreasing. So increasing means where it's going up. So at this point, it's actually going to be going up. So it's going to start at 2, not including, going to infinity. And decreasing are going to be the x's that cover this decreasing situation, which means that this is going to be equal to a negative infinity to positive 2. Again, looking at your x's. So it's going to be positive 2, not including positive 2. Including or not including 2 really isn't that big of a deal at this point. I'll just not include it. So when it's in, again, standard form, you want to use x equaling a -b over 2a.